Hi, this is Ron Ovitt, Mr. Change Agent. You know, change is hard. It's difficult. And today I want to talk to you about something that's very exciting. It's called the Change Blueprint. The Change Blueprint is something that we've come up because change is difficult. And trying to do change with just one tactic won't always work. For example, if you're trying to lose weight and you're just doing a diet, you can do that, and a lot of people have lost weight that way. But what if you combine other things, like a team that will support you, a group that you'll go to, exercise that will help complement the eating habits that you're taking? Change is hard, and so we need to work on things that will help us. And so, for example, you can start off with a habit, okay? And some habits are easier to change than others. For years, 50-some years, I bit my nails. And when I started doing a lot of this kind of stuff, all of a sudden we decided, hey, let's make some change. Let's change my own habit of biting my nails. And so it only took one day. And I have a whole video on how to stop biting your nails. You can look that up. But it only took one day. But I work with addicts all the time. And in addictions, it takes a long time. And so some things are more of a habit. And then you move toward a craving, don't you? A craving. And so when you have a habit to a craving, it takes a lot of time to change. And so as you go down this way on the continuum, you go up this way, right? And what is this? This is knowledge, skills, right? Different kinds of programs, you know, different things that will help you. And what else? Time. Time. So the farther you are out here, the more you need to go up here. Now, I can't help where you are here. And this is one of the hardest issues. People are in denial. You need to have a grasp on where you are. You can't be sitting there and saying, well, I don't have a problem, when you're craving alcohol every day. And you're starting early in the day. It's going on more and more during the week. You know, we always underreport, don't we? And it won't help anybody, especially yourself, if you don't admit to where you are on here. So I can't help where you are. There's no shame here. But I can help you where you are. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, if you're here, I can help you there. But you have to know you're there. And so the more you are on this continuum, the more it's going to take some programs, skills, knowledge, and time. And so I've developed what I call a change blueprint. A change blueprint. Let's look at that for a minute. You know, a change blueprint, why I came up with this was because change is complex. I've been doing this for many years, partly because of my own issues. I started as a young person. I was a phobic child. I had all kinds of phobias. And habits were things that saved my life. I've known about habits since I was a kid. And I always knew the power of a habit. And so when I decided to start working in addictions and other things, phobias, things that I had, I decided that I'd really start studying this. And so I've read tons of books on change, and I went to school for psychology and that. But so I've come up with a blueprint that's somewhat comprehensive, and we're going to go over each one of these in videos. So you can go online here and continue and watch each one. I'll have a little bit on each one, and then I also do a webinar, and you're welcome to take on the webinar and study this more. But when you look at it, we divide it into different things, and so you have goals, and we're going to talk about that in one of our videos. And so you have major and micro goals. And then, you know, how do you work with goals? We need tools. There's all kinds of tools. And I'll be talking about that on some videos. Exciting things that will help you change. There's so many things on apps. There's so many apps. There's so many tools. It's an exciting day. If you have to change something, today is a very exciting time to do it. Another one I call Team You. You need a team. And right now, the team you have may not be really good for you changing habits. And so we'll talk about that. What do you do? How do you get people on board? How do you maybe stay away from some other people that don't? And that gets into another one, trigger management. And so you have trigger management, which is very important. This is how do you manage all the triggers, you know, your environment. How do you move in your environment where you aren't cued and everything? And then do's, don'ts, you know, and most people know the don'ts. Don't do this, don't do that. But frankly, you get a lot farther if you focus on the do's. What are you going to substitute? What do you need to do? And here's really the key one is desire. Desire. What is it that you really desire? So you have do, don'ts, and desires. That's another one of our tools, you might say, in this blueprint. And then there's the habit formula. This is an exciting one. The habit formula, and I'll show you different ways of talking about it, whether it's a trigger and then the behavior and the reward, or is it stimulus response. You know, we'll interchange the words. But the good news about a formula here is that you can take any one of those three elements and change them around. You can change the stimulus. You can extinguish the cue, right? You can change the behavior. You can change the reward. And so you go ahead and you get all that working together in this habit formula. Very exciting. And then this one, mind skills. Now this is a whole program in itself. I'll talk about it shortly on a video, but it's a whole webinar in itself. Mind skills are the things that I've put together that will help you with tools that you can use. Breathing, right, to regulate your emotions. How to use imagery or visualization, right, to make change. How to meditate. All these things that really make a big difference in how we regulate our habits. Because this one here, emotional relearning, is really the key to everything we do here. Emotional relearning, and I have 3 ERs, and so you have emotional regulation, emotional recognition, and then you have emotional relearning. So you need to recognize when you're being emotional, then you need to regulate it, and then you need to relearn. What was it in the first place that's getting you going? What's making you agitated or excited or emotional here? And so this is a very key. These 3 down here are really about recovery, and then what in term we use, relapse prevention. I'm what you call an addiction coach, a recovery coach, and I studied under Terry Gorski and some other people, and this is an important concept, is how do you prevent relapse? And these 3 really are about that. So if you're down on that continuum, remember that continuum? If you're more over here, these 3 are really critical. You know, we can change habits, and we'll talk all about that in some more videos, and you'll see it. And then you finally have that. And then what I think is really key is spirituality. Now, I'm a ordained minister. I'm an ordained minister, and so a lot of what we're going to talk about in spirituality here is going to be from the Judeo-Christian perspective. I believe that a lot of people think they know about Christianity, they know about church, but I'm not sure they know about the relational aspect of Christianity. And the relational aspect of Christianity is really the spirituality. It's really when you get to know God, that spirit, right, inside us connects with His Spirit. And so it's an exciting concept, and it's really key to help us from relapsing. And so together, all these things make what I call the change blueprint. Thanks for watching this video. Now, there's plenty more. You can go to the YouTube channel. There's plenty more. I'd actually like you to see each one of these where you can start learning it, and then take our webinar. You can find out more about this in empowerforliving.com, Empower for Living. So for now, this is Ron Ovitt, Mr. Change Agent. Thanks for watching.